Hello and welcome. I'm going to try something new on the channel starting today with day one of Blitz battles. So I'll basically play some Blitz games and I'll track it, each day and see if the rating goes up and down. And let's start here. Okay. Um, Start a game. Here we go. Let's see what the first opponent does. All right. So I need to just develop. We have an attack in the center. They build up kind of a three-pawn triangle, maybe. Uh, well, I don't know. It's almost like a Slav defense that black would normally do. But let's see what happens here. My goal is to just develop pieces. I want to put a bishop here. I'll have to figure out what to do. Well, also, I might want to push a pawn up here to c6 as well. But because their knight is no longer there, oh, now I just gave up a pawn. All right, yeah, I guess I rushed, and they didn't even notice. Okay, so that'll give me time to push forward, attack their knight. Wow, they should have really targeted that. They could have gone ahead there. Okay. Well, let's castle our king to safety. And now they're attacking the base of our pawn chain, so we want to defend that on d5 with our c pawn. Okay, so they capture, we capture. Now, the problem is their knight is freer to develop. Do we ignore that? Probably. Well, let's go here to keep any pieces from getting into our position on b5. Okay, so now, what next? They could try and jump in here. All right, I'm going to go ahead, just bring my bishop into the center. Okay, so we don't want them to keep pushing forward. So let's go ahead and go there. Now we probably need to develop this knight, get our rook developed over here. Huh. All right. Well, I would say we probably definitely need to get this rook over here to c8. Or bring our queen up. Maybe get our rooks connected. So I'll probably do that next. Bring the queen up to d. Okay, so here he's already thinking about capturing. I don't really like that. So I think we're almost pretty much forced to capture here. So we'll just go ahead and do that. Bring our queen up like this. Centralize our rooks. So we need to go ahead and do that. Okay, what does that achieve? Oh, they're threatening to come down here and attack our bishop. Okay. Well, we can attack their bishop first, I guess. So we'll go ahead and do that. Attack their bishop first. All right, the time. How much time do we have? 3 minutes. They have 2:33, and so now they're really thinking. So maybe we put a wrench in their works by doing that. Okay, so now they're threatening our... Do we just go ahead and take? All right, we don't have time to be sitting here. Well, should just, I'm gonna go ahead and capture there. Okay, so now let's bring this up, protect our knight. Okay, well, I don't think this is too bad. Now we have a great spot for our own knight on this outpost. And we can take a rook. So do we want to go ahead and knock his rook out? We might as well do that. Then attack the queen. What now? What now? These blitz games get kind of tense. Okay, so that's not so good. We probably need to really block this. Yeah, we probably really need to block that. Keep his pawn from being able to push forward. It didn't work because of that. I overlooked that attack. Okay. Well, what now? All right, we just go there, I guess. So now, if they push forward with that pawn, we need to push our pawn forward. And he could go after our pawn here on d5 by moving his queen over to attack, but we can just block that. So that's good. We just block. Okay, so now probably the best thing to do is just go ahead and attack the queen with something like that. Okay, well, I'll just go ahead and take. And then, I guess I overlooked that. All right, what now? What now? Thinking we have to drop back here. Thinking we have to do that. Okay, so now what? We attack like that, then we threaten to drop our knight back onto this outpost, attacking his other pawn. Okay. Oh, wait, we do have a check. Oh, wow. Okay, did our opponent mess up? Almost made the wrong move there. We can go there, check, and then I think it's mate on the next move. Okay. Well, I'll do a quick game review here. And let's look at the game review and see what we missed. You know, what could have been played better. So if you can see this, it looks like the game was pretty even the whole way through. Wow, I made a mistake. Almost a losing mistake. We'll have to see what that was. Or no, they made a earlier losing mistake. Sorry, I have the black pieces. So the game was even. I did make that little mistake in the beginning where they could have grabbed an extra pawn, and then they made a big mistake that I overlooked. So we'll have to see what that was. It looks like inaccuracies. We both had two. I had one mistake and one miss. They had one miss, but they had two blunders. So it says I played at a 1450 level and they played at an 1150 level. So we'll do the quick review and see, where the mistakes were. Okay, here I made a mistake by pushing this bishop. They could have just captured here now. Then if I capture, they could have grabbed my queen, and then they could have grabbed this pawn. Yeah, and that wouldn't have been good. So I made a major mistake there in the opening when I should have pushed immediately. But they overlooked it, and then I was able to push and take advantage here. So this is where, I don't know, this is where I kind of got the advantage at this point. So I gained more space. They're more cramped. All right, so if we move on, we just kind of developed and maneuvered around. We'll see what that mistake was that I overlooked. All right, they have a blunder here. Why was that a blunder move? Huh, and how did I overlook that? Well, what should they have played? They should have pushed this pawn, attacking. Yeah, that could have been a little bit dangerous if they did that. So I did not take advantage. Oh, wow. Yeah, I just had a simple fork here. I could have attacked the queen and the rook at the same time and just gone up on material. But, at this point, well, I still had 2 minutes left. I'm just kind of rough on Blitz. So hopefully as I play more of this Blitz stuff, I'll get my rating up and play a little bit better. All right, so let's see how things finished here. So that was a big blunder there. They should have just attacked my knight. And then what? If they attacked my knight, it says that I should just return right back to where I was. Huh. All right, well, the game ended with this move here, which led to, the only thing they can do is block, and then we capture with a checkmate. All right, let's play. I'll do one more game here. So, new 5-minute game. And we have the black pieces again. Okay, so we're playing d6, the Pyrrhic defense. I'm going to attack their unprotected pawn. Oh, now I can just grab that. All right, so, do I push forward and keep my knight there? Maybe. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Huh, well that's not so good. They're moving their pieces around multiple times. So now, what do we do? Well, we probably want to bring this other knight up. Okay, we'll go here to protect our pawn and keep their knight out. Oh, what did I do? I should have... okay, well, that's what happens when you're playing these Blitz games. I should have just captured his knight. What was I thinking? I guess I was not. Well, at least now we can attack his queen with some time. Okay, then we'll go here, attacking his knight. All right, now we can bring this up. Okay, let's cover or break that pin. Okay, probably need to develop our queen now and figure out where we want to castle as well. All right, now we can go here and attack his queen next. Huh. Well, I guess we're going to trade off bishops. So we do that. Now we can, well, we can't castle over there, but we could get our knight further up the board, maybe. Huh. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that. And we're simultaneously attacking their bishop. Oh, so now they just lose material. We capture with a check. We can check again. And then save our knight. Huh. Well, we'll just go there. Okay, so now we probably, do we keep our bishop? Well, we want to trade material down, so we'll just go there. And we're just really ahead in material now. Okay. Well, we'll go there, attacking their queen. Okay, so we have a check now. And we probably want to go to the opposite side. That way we can start attacking. Okay, so we can think about trading off material here. Okay, now we have time to attack their queen. But what is the best way to do it? Let's go there and attack the queen. So we'll just grab that. Where do we want to put our knight? How about here? Well, now we can just fork both of his rooks. Okay, well, they resigned. So we'll do a quick game review. And we got our rating from 985 today up over 1,000 to 1,001. Wow, it looks like the game was pretty even. I got a little bit of an opening advantage before I gave it away. Oh, that's probably when I made that mistake. I should have taken the knight, but then I gave the pawn back, that pawn advantage I had. And then, you know, they just kind of fell apart in the middle of the game here until I got a huge advantage. So it says I played at 89.7% accuracy. They played at 81.5%. They had one great move, so we'll have to see what that was. They had two inaccuracies, I had one, and they had one blunder. So it says that they played at a 1,500 level and I played at a 1,700 level. Okay, so let's start a quick review. Let's see here. So here I'm attacking this pawn. They probably needed to develop their other knight to defend that pawn, but they did not do that. They make a mistake and I grabbed the pawn, so now I'm just ahead of pawn in the opening there. So yeah, here I made a mistake. So let me look at this. They developed their knight and wow, it's saying I should have retreated my knight and defended the pawn. Interesting. I was thinking maybe I should have captured. But they prefer a knight retreat, which would have defended. You know, I go ahead and defend this pawn in the center, but now they can just take and regain their pawn, which is what they did there. All right, so now they attack. That was a blunder, apparently. Oh, because I was able to take the bishop with check. They needed to push this pawn to defend their bishop. Because then if I take their bishop and they recapture, it opens up the H-file for their rook. All right, so I capture with check, and this was pretty much the end of the game here. Here I'm just a whole piece ahead. What can they do? So, and then they give me another pawn, and apparently I should have attacked with the knight, or captured with the knight, because then I'd be attacking their queen. So now that I'm ahead in material, I just try and exchange down pieces, and use my extra piece advantage, this extra knight, to fork here. And it's saying instead I should have just taken this pawn. But then they could attack me and then go after this, I guess. So here they resigned. I mean, what could they do? If they go here and try and grab a pawn, well, then I can just capture their other rook. They capture. And then I would try and double the rooks up on the open D file. Yeah, it's not looking good for the opponent then. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to leave comments, like, and subscribe to support the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching, and have a super chess day.